There's a simple and powerful technique that I'd like to share with you that involves deepening our understanding and relationship with our own emotions. This technique transcends any one specific healing modality. It can be found in many schools of psychotherapy, such as Gestalt, IFS, Hakomi. It is also taught as part of hypnosis training. The idea is simple. When exploring an emotion, you don't just think about it or experience peripherally through your body. You actually really dive deep to explore the texture of the emotion. What does it feel like on a nuanced level? Does it have a certain color? Does it feel a certain way if you imagine touching it or holding it in your hand? Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? Clients can describe it as a gas, as a dense swirl, as blob, as a jelly. Really getting into the nuance of the physical experience of the emotion can actually be really beneficial in a variety of ways. Oftentimes, the more positive emotions have a lighter feel and brighter colors, and the negative emotions are denser. And it's interesting because sometimes we don't always know exactly what is this sensation. Is it good? Is it bad? And sometimes the first clues are actually some of these, the texture of this emotion is the first clue into what it actually means to us. Because, for example, sometimes anxiety can feel like excitement, or excitement can feel like anxiety. Emotions aren't always so clear to us if we're just trying to analyze them. And what happens when we sort of simultaneously separate an emotion into a separate category, like there's us and there's it, and we really dance around it and explore it from all sides, it does a couple things at once. It helps us experience it more deeply, ironically, right? So instead of it being this flitting kind of like, oh, I don't really want to experience this thing right now, we're inviting ourselves to really go into a much more nuanced experience of it and connect with it. At the same time, we're externalizing it because there's us and there's it, as opposed to just being this one overwhelming thing. And what inevitably happens is after exploring this emotion, we're able to much more clearly have a dialogue with it if we want, and oftentimes find that it immediately lessens in its intensity once we've gone through this process. You can conceptualize it as almost having a part of yourself. This emotion is a clue that there's a part of yourself that wants to be seen and wants to be experienced. And by you spending the time exploring it, understanding it, talking to it, and dialoguing with it is a whole other level. That's classic parts work, IFS, and Gestalt. But even just the process of naming it more deeply allows you to have a deeper connection with this part, which oftentimes lessens the intensity, especially if there's a negative emotion, and can sometimes actually enhance the experience if it's a positive emotion. One thing we do, a common visualization, is to imagine that your breath is flowing into this part and inviting more of whatever is there. More of the dark color, more of the light sensation, whatever is there is invited to be more. And what inevitably happens is that by welcoming it in and saying, I'm not afraid of you, I want more of this to occur, the negative emotions actually sometimes get stronger and then fade away, or move from a condensed feeling in one place to kind of spread over the body and less intense and then eventually move out. And positive emotions can be stirred up and then spread to other places so you feel positivity and good feelings in more parts of your body. It's fascinating even to see the difference where the body skews towards positivity. So a negative emotion deeply experienced dissipates, a positive emotion deeply experienced spreads. And another aspect to visualizing this emotions is actually that we're engaging in a different part of our minds. We're often used to exploring our emotional world, our inner world, with the left brain, basically, with the part that's highly analytical. Does this make sense? And by going into the space of what color is this? What texture is it? What does it feel like, right? Any sort of imaginative visual component actually is engaging a whole other part of ourselves, a part that's far more creative. If we think about a lot of the healing journey as basically creative problem solving, where there is one way that you're used to going through life, and now you're going to creatively insert new ways of being, engaging that right brain, that other side of your mind that you might not be used to, can be so helpful. This is why this tool is simultaneously so simple and so powerful, to get you beyond just thinking about what's going on inside of yourself to actually feeling it and exploring it with nuance. I hope you find this insightful and that you can immediately begin to apply it in your life. Check out the other videos on our channel where you actually have guided meditations that can help you further dive into these types of journeys of exploration and imagination.